We'll start with our lecture today. Today will be a recap of exponents. I'm pretty sure we've all done exponents, so I don't think I need to get into the basic algebra fundamentals. So we'll start off with exponents. Now, for us to understand exponents, we need the knowledge of key factors in terms of powers. So, a power m is a power where m is the exponent or index and a is the base. Now, base could be anything, right? Base could be anything as well as the exponent or the index could be anything. So essentially, base could be a real number, base could be a fraction, base could be a decimal, base could be an irrational number, everything. An exponent can be the same way too. Now all of the powers are defined except for 0 power 0. 0 power 0 is an indeterminate form. Why is it indeterminate? Because the value of 0 power 0 cannot be obtained by any normal processes. For us to start with, we have laws of exponents. Laws of exponents include the first law, which is a power m into a power n is a power m plus n. Next, a power m by a power n is a power m minus n. After that, we have a power m whole power n is a power mn, right? As well as a by b whole power m is a power m by b power m. Similarly, ab whole power m is a power m into b power m. Alright? These are the laws of exponents for us. Right? I just want you to get clear with this. We'll move to the questions. We'll move to solving questions on exponents. Is it clear? Alright. So we'll move to the next part where we'll solve questions on exponents. Alright, we'll start. So p plus 1 by q whole power p into p minus 1 by q whole power q by q plus 1 by p whole power p q minus 1 by p whole power q is equal to p by q whole power x. Find x. There's no urgency. You can now when the class is happening, please concentrate on the class. Any concerns will be addressed later. Alright? You can take 2 minutes. There's no urgency, but you properly try to understand what the question says, and based on that you can work towards the question. Alright? How can we solve this? The first step should be taking proper LCM. Taking proper LCM because we see a Q and we see a 1 by P. Similarly, we see a P and we see a 1 by Q. So based on that, properly take LCM and then solve it further. What's the answer? What is the answer for this? What is the value of X? We'll start. First, we'll take the numerator. We'll take the numerator and simplify it. P plus 1 by Q whole power P into P minus 1 by Q whole power Q. Okay. Now, we see a P plus 1 by Q, right? For me to take LCM, P plus 1 by Q, I have to write it as PQ by Q, right? Plus 1 by Q whole power P. Similarly, the next P, I should write it as PQ minus PQ by Q minus 1 by Q whole power Q. Since we now have a common denominator, we can write them together. PQ plus 1 by Q whole power P into PQ minus 1 by Q whole power Q. Right? Now, the numerator became this. So, if you note down this step quickly, we'll write it here. So, the numerator will be PQ plus 1 whole power P by Q power P into PQ minus 1 whole power Q by Q power Q. I hope you would have noted down the first step, this step. I'm going to erase it, note it down quickly. Next, coming to the denominator is Q plus 1 by P whole power P into Q minus 1 by P whole power Q. Q plus 1 by P whole power P into Q minus 1 by P whole power Q. Again, we need to take a proper LCM, right? Now, Q, I'll write it as PQ by P plus 1 by P whole power P into PQ by P minus 1 by P whole power Q. Right? Now, it will be PQ plus 1 by P whole power P into PQ minus 1 by P whole power Q. Right? Note this down. I'm going to erase this step again. Now, this is my numerator and this is my denominator. Now it will be, this can be simplified as pq plus 1 whole power p into pq minus 1 whole power q divided by, if you observe, this is q power p into q power q. A power m into a power n shall be a power m plus n. So this will be q power p plus q. Divided by the denominator. The denominator can be written as in this format. So that will be pq plus 1 whole power p into pq minus 1 whole power q by, this is again p power p into p power q, right? A power m into a power n shall be a power m plus n. So the denominator will be p power p plus q. If you observe, pq plus 1 whole power p will get cancelled. Pq minus 1 whole power q will get cancelled. The p power p plus q will come in the numerator. So this will be p power p plus q by q power p plus q. A power m by a power m by b power m will be a by b whole power m. So this will be p by q whole power p plus q. If you compare it with this, x will be p plus q. Is it alright? Note this down quickly. Note this down quickly. Note this down quickly. You have a minute. Alright. We'll move to the next question. If A, B, C are real numbers, the value of square root a power minus 1 into b into square root b power minus 1 into c into square root c power minus 1 into a. So we are supposed to find the value of this square root a power minus 1 into b square root b power minus 1 into c, and square root c power minus 1 into a. When the time is given to okay, I'll show the slide again. Do we have the answer yet? Yes, the answer is 1. We can solve this. Since all of them have a square root, we can club the square root, right? Since all of them have the square root, we can take a common square root. We can take a common square root and write a power minus 1 into b power minus 1 into c power minus 1 into a, right? So this shall be square root. A power minus 1 can be written as 1 by a times b. B power minus 1 can be written as 1 by b times c. C power minus 1 can be written as 1 by c times a, right? Now, if we are able to successfully write all these a power minus 1, b power minus 1, and c power minus 1 as 1 by a, 1 by b, and 1 by c respectively, we've almost crossed the boundary. Now this will simplify to 1 by a, and a will get cancelled. 1 by b and b shall get cancelled. At the same time, 1 by c and c will get cancelled. So this will become square root 1, which is 1. Okay, you first take this down. After this, I'll go back to the previous slide for you to note it down. I see many people asking for the previous slide. Quickly note this down. In a minute, I'll change this to the previous slide. I see some messages that should not be posted on a classroom. I take it as your first misunderstanding of what it means to be in a classroom. I'm pretty sure I'm referring to those people who understand about whom I'm talking about. This is in any way not acceptable, and I would not compromise on the sanctity of my class. I assume I'm more than clear. Alright. We'll move to the next question. So you can take down the next question. Find the value of the expression x power a plus b whole square into x power b plus c whole square into x power c plus a whole square by x power a, x power b, x power c whole power 4. If x is equal to 2, a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 3. We need to find the value of this expression at these particular values of x, a, b and c respectively. How do we do that? For that we need to have an essential understanding of what a square is, what power 4 is, right? Remember, you want a minute to solve and give me the answer, or should I move with solving the question? Alright, you can take a minute. Now, first things first, a power m whole power n is a power mn, right? So this will be x power 2 into a plus b. X power a plus b whole square will be x power 2 into a plus b into x power 2 into b plus c. X power b plus c whole square will be x power 2 into b plus c into x power 2 into c plus a. X power c plus a whole square shall be x power 2 into c plus a whole divided by x power a into x power b into x power c. A power m into a power n. A power m into a power n is a power m plus n, right? So x power a into x power b will be x power a plus b. So x power a plus b into x power c will be x power a plus b plus c, right? So the denominator is going to be x power a plus b plus c raised to the power 4. Now, quickly note this down. Quickly note this down, or take a screenshot. I'll be out of the screen. Yeah, the answer will be 1. Now, x power a into x power b into x power c will again be x power a plus b plus c. So this will be x power 2a plus 2b plus 2b plus 2c plus 2c plus 2a divided by a power m whole power n will be a power mn. So the denominator will be x power 4 times a plus b plus c. So this shall be x power 2a plus 2a shall be 4a, x power 4a plus 2b plus 2b shall be 4b, and 2c plus 2c shall be 4c divided by x power 4a plus 4b plus 4c, right? Now again, a power m by a power n shall be a power m minus n. So x power 4a plus 4b plus 4c minus 4a plus 4b plus 4c. So this will be x power 0, which is the value of x is 2. So this is 2 power 0, which is 1. Ma, is it understood? We did not require the values of a, b and c. So essentially, in place of x power a plus b whole square became x power a plus b into x power a plus b, which is x power 2 times a plus b into x power 2 times b plus c into x power 2 times c plus a, right? Now this thing becomes x power 2 times a plus b plus 2 times b plus c plus 2 times c plus a, and that went into the numerator. The denominator was something like x power a plus b plus c whole power 4. So x power a plus b plus c whole power 4 is x power 4 times a plus b plus c, right? So I think it further simplified. Amma, I got a minus because a power m by a power n is equal to a power m minus n. Yeah, even if you substitute the values and solve, it's the same thing that happens anyways, right? We are cancelling out the a, b and c. You'll cancel out, say, 4 into a plus b plus c is 24, and you'll cancel out x power 24 by x power 24, right? Yeah, that's what, 2 power 24 by 2 power 24. Alright, if you note this down, we'll do one more question. We'll move to the next question. (27 power k) is equal to 9 by 3 power k. Now we are supposed to find the value of 1 by k square. You can try this. Alright, like many of you have got, the answer is 4 indeed. So essentially, the key observation is 27 is 3 cube, right? Since 27 is 3 cube, 27 power k into 3 power k is 9. In place of 27, we will substitute 3 cube. So it will be 3 power k, 3 cube whole power k times 3 power k is 9. Now this will be 3 cube whole power k shall be 3 power 3k. 3 power 3k into 3 power k will be 9. Right? 3 power 3k into 3 power k will be 9. So 3 power 3k into 3 power k will be 3 power 4k is equal to 9, which is 3 square. Now if you compare the coefficients, 4k is equal to 2. 4k is equal to 2. Since 4k is equal to 2, k will become 2 by 4, which is 1 by 2. Now if they are asking us to find the value of 1 by k square, it will be 1 by k is what? 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 whole square, which will be 1 by 4, that is equal to 4. I'll repeat this again. In place of 27, we are going to write 3 cube. So it will become 27 power k will become 3 cube whole power k, which will indeed become 3 power 3k. So 3 power 3k into 3 power k, a power m into a power n is a power m plus n, right? So 3 power 3k plus k, 3 power 4k is 9, which is 3 square. So 4k became 2, which came out to be k is 1 by 2. So the value of 1 by k square became 4. Is it alright? Alright, we'll do a similar question to the last question. The question is, if 64 power x is equal to 1 by 256 power y, find the value of 3x plus 4y. If 64 power x is equal to 1 by 256 power y, we are supposed to find the value of 3x plus 4y. How can we do that? It's not 1, Manashwi. Think again. Alright. We can transpose this, right? If we transpose it, it will be 64 power x into 256 power y. And that value is equal to 1. Now 64 can be written as 4 cube whole power x. And 256 can be written as 4 to the power 4 whole power y. Right? So this shall be 4 cube whole power x will be 4 power 3x into 4 power 4 whole power y. So that will be 4 power 4y. right? So this will be 4 power 3x plus 4y is equal to 1, right? Which makes it 4 power 3x plus 4y is equal to 1 can be written as 4 power 0, right? A power 0 is 1, where a is not equal to 0. So 1 can be written as 4 power 0. So if you exclude the bases and compare the exponents, 3x plus 4y becomes 0, right? I hope this is clear. So the value of 3x plus 4y will become 0. Alright, we'll move ahead. We'll move ahead with one more question. If you want to note it down, you can note it down. We started off with considering 64 power x into 256 power y is 1. Now 64 power x can be written as 4 cube whole power x. So a power m whole power n shall be a power mn. So this became 4 power 3x. Now again 256 power y will be 4 power 4 whole power 5, right? So it will be 4 power 4y. Now 4 power 3x into 4 power 4y shall be 4 power 3x plus 4y. So 4 power 3x plus 4y is 1, which indicates 3x plus 4y is 0, right? So that is how we got the answer. I hope this is done. I want you all to try this question. X power a by x power b whole power a plus b into x power b by x power c whole power b plus c into x power c by x power a whole power c plus a, where the values of x, y, x, a, b, c are x is 2026, a is 2027, b is 2028, c is 2029. You can try this question for a minute. We'll solve this question after that. So how do we solve this? Before we take the values, we will simplify this. How do we simplify this? Using the laws of exponents. So x power a by x power b shall be x power a minus b whole power a plus b into x power b by x power b by x power c will be x power b minus c in whole power b plus c. Similarly, x power c minus a whole power c plus a, right? Now if we solve this, a power m whole power n shall be a power mn. That is the key here. Now what will this become? X power a minus b into x power a plus x power a minus b whole power a plus b will be x power a minus b into a plus b. Similarly, this will be x power b minus c into b plus c into this shall be x power c minus a into c plus a, right? So a minus b into a plus b, will be a square minus b square. Now this shall be x power a minus b into x power a plus b will be x power a square minus b square into x power b plus c into b minus will be b square minus c square into x power c minus a into c plus a will be c square minus a square, right? So a power m into a power n into a power o will be x power the sum of all the exponents. So this shall be x power a square minus b square plus b square minus c square plus c square minus a square, right? Now this a square and the minus a square gets cancelled, and the plus c square and minus c square are going to get cancelled, and the plus b square and minus b square will be getting cancelled. So this will overall be x power 0, and since x is 2026, this will be 2026 power 0, which is 1, right? So what did we do? We started off with considering x power a by x power b as x power a minus b, similarly x power b minus c, and very similarly this will be x power c minus a. Since this will be x power c minus a, it overall becomes x power a minus b whole power a plus b, which should be then further considered as x power a minus b into a plus b, which is x power a square minus b square. Similarly, this will be x power b square minus c square, and the following shall be x power c square minus a square. Overall, all of the terms are going to get cancelled in the exponent, and it will be x power 0, which is 1. Anything power 0 is 1, yes, Arush, except for 0 power 0. 0 power 0 is not 1. Yeah, alright. Now all of you can note this down. Yes, we'll move to the next question. Simplify the expression. Simplify the expression p plus p square plus p cube plus p to the power 4 plus p to the power 5 plus p power 6 plus p power 7 whole divided by p power minus 3 plus p power minus 4 plus p power minus 5 plus p power minus 6 plus p power minus 7 plus p power minus 8 plus p power minus 9. We need to simplify this expression. If we understood exponents like in a whole and zone manner, we would understand this is a very easy question which does not require any other formula apart from writing p power minus something as 1 by p power that. Now the answer is not 1. The answer is not 1. I would request you to not give any hurry-burry answers. Make sure you solve it properly. It's not p cube as well. It's not 0. Puneet, like I said, you need to write 1 by p power minus 9 as 1 by p power 9. And all the other negative powers in the same manner. No, it's not p power 70. It's not 1 by p power 9. Yes, Jayan, that's p power 10, right? Victoria, that's p power 10, right? Yes. Now what can be done is something we'll now ponder on. So this will be p plus p square. Let the numerator stay as it is. P cube plus p power 4 plus p power 5 plus p power 6 plus p power 7. Whole divided by p power minus 3 can be written as 1 by p cube, right? 1 by p power 3. P power minus 4 can be written as 1 by p power 4. This will be 1 by p power 5, 1 by p power 6, 1 by p power 7, 1 by p power 8, and this will be 1 by p power 9. Right? Now, in the numerator, we'll take a p common. So it will be p into 1 plus p square by p is p cube by p is p square. This will be p cube, p power 4, p power 5 plus p power 6 whole divided by. Now, the biggest denominator here is p power 9. So I'll take a p power 9 in all of these terms. P power 9, this will stay as it is 1. P power 9 by p power 8 is p. P power 9 by p power 7 is p square plus p cube plus p power 4, p power 5. This will be p power 6. Right? Is it clear? I'm not sure who this is. Hashim, I would like you to tell me if something's wrong. Yeah, I'll explain. I'll explain again. We'll do one thing. Let's leave the denominator as it is. 1 by p cube plus 1 by p power 4, 1 by p power 5 plus 1 by p power 6 plus 1 by p power 7 plus 1 by p power 8 plus 1 by p power 9. Now, the numerator is p into 1 plus p square and so on p power 6 divided by, since the biggest Since the biggest power that exists in the denominator is p power 9, let's convert everything to p power 9. If I need to write 1 by p power 8, I can write it as p by p power 9, right? So the p and p power 9 gets cancelled and it will be 1 by p power 8. Similarly, I'll do it for everything else. So it will be 1 plus p square plus and so on. 1 by p cube, I can write it as p power 6 by p power 9. So p power 6 by p power 9. Right? Now, 1 plus p square and so on p power 6 is common in both the numerator and the denominator. So the final answer will be p power 9 goes in the numerator. It will be p into p power 9, which is p power 10. Alright, be attentive, I'll explain this again. First of all, we will write the numerator as it is, and then in the denominator whatever negative powers we have, p power minus 9, p power minus 8, alright, all of these things we will write them as 1 by p power 9, 1 by p power 8, 1 by p power 7 and so on, 1 upon p cube. Now, subsequently in the numerator, we'll write it as p taken in common. The other part can be written as p1 plus p square, p cube, p power 4 and so on till p power 6. And then we'll write the denominator reciprocals as it is. Now, it is something like this. 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10 square plus 1 by 10 cube. If you have it in this way, what will you do? We will take 10 cube common. We'll take 10 cube common and we'll write 10 square plus 10 plus 1, right? Very similarly, what we've done here is, that we took p power 9 as the common denominator and we brought about p power 9 in all of the reciprocals. 1 by p power 8 became p by p power 9. 1 by p power 7 became p square by p power 9. 1 by p power 6 became p cube by p power 9. And so on, 1 by p cube became p power 6 by p power 9. I hope that's understood. So that was the entire denominator that's present here, right? Now, I've taken p in common, and apart from p, whatever factor is there, that just got cancelled with 1 plus p plus and so on p power 6, right? So that factor got cancelled and the p power 9 in the denominator goes to the upper fraction numerator. So it will be p into p power 9, which was p power 10. Alright, is that fine? I hope it's fine. I'll give you a minute, just close this and we'll go for the next part. We'll move ahead. The next question would be, for any values of p and q, if p plus q whole power minus 1 into p power minus 1 plus q power minus 1 is equal to p power a into q power b, find a by b. So how do we solve this question? You can take a minute to try this out. Right, the answer is -1 by -1, which is 1. P plus Q whole power -1. We can write the entire thing as 1 by P plus Q, right? This will be 1 by P plus Q, and P power -1 can be written as 1 by P. Q power -1 can be written as 1 by Q. Now, the 1 by P plus Q will stay as it is. 1 by P plus 1 by Q. 1 by P plus 1 by P, Q are different terms. So to make them common, let's take the common denominator as PQ. So 1 by P will become Q by PQ. So this will become Q plus 1 by Q will become P by PQ. Right? So P plus Q by PQ. If I cancel out the P plus Q, I'll be left with 1 by PQ, which is P power -1 into Q power -1. Now compare this with P power A and Q power B. Right? Now if you compare both of these, compare the coefficient of P, compare the exponent of P. A is -1. Similarly, if you compare the exponent of Q, B is -1. So the value that they are asking, A by B, is -1 by -1, which is 1. Alright? Right, this is how we have solved it. We took the -1 as the reciprocal, 1 by P plus Q, and then we took P power -1 plus Q power -1 as 1 by P plus 1 by Q, right? Now 1 by P plus Q retained as it is. 1 by P plus 1 by Q became P plus Q by PQ. So the P plus Q gets cancelled and we will be left with 1 by PQ, which is 1 by P into 1 by Q, which in fact is P power -1 into Q power -1. So comparing the exponents in both of the cases, we concluded that A is -1 and B is also -1. Is that fine? Just note this down. You can note this down and we'll take doubts for 2-3 minutes. You can put your chats and you can put your doubts in the chat. Alright students, so today so far we've revised the chapter of exponents. We've done questions on exponents that involve us comparing exponents, also using the proper laws of exponents, which are the 4 or 5 major laws of exponents. So tomorrow we'll be doing polynomials, where we'll try to revise factor and remainder theorem and algebraic identities. So this will be our preparation for the exam. Alright, so thank you students.
Let us start the class. Fine. Okay. In the last class we are done with, if you observe, yeah. In the last class we are done with communicable, non-communicable diseases, congenital diseases, communicable, non-communicable. I have explained you, right? I have explained you. Now we are going to see today in the types of diseases, cancer. Let us see cancer. Today we are going to see about the cancer disease, cancer. Okay. Now let us see about the cancer disease. Okay. Now let us see the cancer. It is caused by the abnormal multiplication of cells in certain body tissues. Abnormal multiplication of cells in certain body tissues. Cancer is usually fatal. What is fatal? Dangerous. Cancer is usually fatal. Fatal means it is dangerous. Fatal means it is dangerous. Dangerous, right? Cancer is dangerous. Any agent that causes cancer, we call it as carcinogen. How do we call pathogen? How do we call pathogen? In the same way, the agent, the organism or the agent that causes cancer, we call it as carcinogen. What do we call it, children? Carcinogen. The agent that causes cancer is called carcinogen. The most common types of cancers include skin cancer, liver cancer, oral means mouth, okay, and breast cancer, etc. What are the most common types of cancers? Skin cancer, liver cancer, then oral cancer, and also the breast cancer. These are some of the examples of cancer. These are some of the examples of cancer. Other than these categories of non-infectious diseases, many other causes include mental illness. You know mental illness. What is that mental? Don't think Erragadda Mental Hospital. That is not Erragadda Mental Hospital, children. Mental illness means, what do you say? Brain development. If there is any problem in the brain, then we call it as mental illness. Yes, someone is asking what is breast cancer. Yeah, breast cancer is nothing but the cancer which occurs to our mammary glands or the breast. Mammary glands of the woman, or we can say breast of the woman. Breast, or we can say chest of woman. This is especially for the women, chest of women, okay. So the breast cancer. Examples for the mental illness: depression. What is depression? What is depression? Being dull, not able to do anything. You will be in a single mode. Lot of stress. Very good. Lot of stress causes mental strain and illness. Okay. And diseases due to physical and chemical agents like cardiac diseases, sunburn, poisoning from plants or snake bites, and chemical poisoning through lead, mercury, etc. So apart from these infectious, non-infectious, communicable, non-communicable, okay, apart from this, we have seen mental illness like depression and diseases due to physical and chemical agents. For example, cardiac diseases, sunburns due to UV rays, right or not? Sunburns due to UV rays, and poisoning when we eat some kind of plant, fruits or flowers. Ma'am, some kind of fruits or flowers, they also cause some, they also release some poison which will damage our body, and sometimes it is very fatal. And chemical poisoning like lead and mercury. So when we eat, like, when we eat in the plastic plates and all those chemical enter our body, which causes poison to our body, and ultimately those are all cancer. Little mercury can kill us. Yes. Ma'am, if mental illness, Erragadda is the hospital, right? Yes. Mental illness, Erragadda is the right hospital. Right hospital. Okay. Chalo. So this is about the cancer. Let us go with the next concept today. What is the next concept, children? So the types of diseases, there are two more types of diseases based on their duration. Two more types of diseases based on their duration. Duration means time, based on the time. So long time, short time. Short time, in a short span of time, some diseases will be reduced, and some diseases it takes more time. Okay. Now let us see here acute disease. A disease that occurs suddenly and lasts for short time. Short time means, for example, if you got a fever, within 2 to 3 days you will recover from the fever, right or not? That kind of disease we call it as acute disease. What is that? Acute. That occurs suddenly. Suddenly means sudden onset, immediately. Now itself we can get a fever. Fever is also a disease. Yes. The example, common cold, malaria. These diseases are generally cured completely. These can be cured completely within a span of 1 week. They within a span of 1 week. Okay. And then coming to the chronic diseases, a disease that lasts for a long time. Long time means more time only. Long time means more time only is called chronic diseases. These diseases generally cannot be cured. Best example, asthma, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, if treated in right time, it takes almost 6 to 7 months or else 1 year. You have to take the medicine to completely eradicate the tuberculosis. If you talk about asthma, whenever the climatic conditions got changed, automatically they will the asthma people should be very, very careful. That means they are long term only. Okay. A type of mercury can slowly, yeah. Why you are sending those kind of messages, Hashim Banani? Hashim. Yeah. Don't take everything from ChatGPT and paste it. See, please try to answer directly. Okay. So now let us see. Two types of diseases based on the duration, short time and long time. Short time diseases, they occur suddenly and will be completely cured. Those are called acute diseases. Examples are common cold and malaria. Whereas chronic diseases, they are diseases that last for long time. The diseases that they last for long time, they are called chronic diseases. Already I told you exam syllabus and exam about the exam in the last 5 minutes. Please don't disturb me right now from the class. You don't get deviated and don't get others deviated also. Narendra Reddy. Okay, got it. The symptoms can be controlled with the medicine. Even you can say diabetes. Can the diabetes be cured? It cannot be cured. It can be regulated. Diabetes can also be regulated. Okay, they cannot be cured completely. They will be regulated. Got it? Okay, fine. So this is about based on the duration, types of diseases, acute and chronic diseases. Chalo. Next, what is the next one? Differences between acute and chronic disease. What are the differences between acute and chronic disease, which is very, very important? Ma'am, sugar is also chronic. Sugar is nothing but diabetes, right? It comes under chronic only. Sugar or diabetes, both are same. So, Sujit, sugar is a chronic disease. Sugar itself is diabetes, it's a chronic disease. Got it, Sujit? Got it? Understood? If your screen is blur, MDG, someone Aradhya, please, you log out and log in again. Okay. So what about hypertension? They say chronic only. Hypertension is also chronic. It cannot be removed or else it cannot be cured completely. It can be managed. That's it. Now let us see the types of diseases. Acute and chronic differences. Acute, shorter duration, very short duration acute disease happens, and longer duration disease. Example, you can write diabetes here. You can write diabetes and here you can write cold, common cold. It doesn't, being of short duration, it doesn't damage any organ. Any organ will not be damaged. Any organ will not be damaged here. If you talk about this, because it is occurring for longer time, it may damage the organ as well. It may damage the organ as well. Prolonged duration. Prolonged duration means long time. Prolonged duration means long time. Because it is for 1 week or 10 days, it is not going to damage any organ. But it is, as it is for several months, it is going to damage the organ. Okay, then the recovery is generally complete after the treatment. After the treatment, when you take antibiotics or medicines, after this, the recovery will be done and you will be normal again. But in case of this, the recovery is seldom complete. Seldom means very rare. That means there won't be any recovery. You should manage your body. You should manage your body. Understand? Okay. Diabetes in our body forever, right? Yes, diabetes will be there in our body. It's a part of our body. Basically, when the insulin is not secreted properly, automatically that condition is called diabetes. Okay. Now see, there is neither loss of weight nor feeling of weakness. No feeling of weakness, neither loss of weight for the temporary fever and all those. But if you take here, loss of weight will be there. But if you take loss of weight will be there. Loss of weight will be there and accompanied by tiredness. For example, diabetes. The people who are having the diabetes, basically what happens, children, they feel so weak. They may reduce their weight and many other complications are quite common in their day-to-day life. They have to manage their body weight, they have to manage their sugar levels by not eating all the junk foods and sugary foods. Got it? So, it is quite common feeling of tiredness and loss of weight and interruption of work. Because of this, only 3 to 4 days we will take leave, we will be completely recovered. So, there is no interruption of work. Whatever the studies we are doing, whatever the work, home, job we are doing, that only taking leave for 2 to 3 days, we will be recovered. But in this example is diarrhea and typhoid. Diarrhea is vomitings and motions, whereas typhoid, you know, it's a fever due to contaminated food and water. Due to contaminated food and water. Lasya, Potnoru. Diabetes cannot be cured. Diabetes cannot be cured. Already I told you it's a chronic disease. It can be managed. It can be managed. If we get diabetes, which organ is damaged? Pancreas is the first organ which is not releasing the insulin. Because of that, what are the organs damaged? Heart will be damaged, liver, then kidneys. These are, and finally the skin. These are the first organ to be the heart and liver. Heart and liver, they get damaged. Okay. Next, kidney also will be damaged. Example for interruption of work and loss of efficiency. Yes, who are suffering from these diabetes and long-term chronic diseases, you know, they cannot do their, oftenly they have many problems. Oftenly they have, yes, even cancer also, Lalita Sahasra, oftenly they have many problems. Regularly they face diabetes. If the sugar levels are down, they will fall down and there is an interruption of work. If the sugar levels are too high, they face some other problems. So, not completely healthy. If we are managing the sugar levels, we are healthy. If we are not able to manage the sugar levels, we are not healthy. Got it? These are the different. Can thyroid be cured? Thyroid cannot be cured. Thyroid can be regulated. It is also a chronic disorder. Thyroid is also a chronic disorder. Got it? Okay. So, these are the differences between acute and chronic diseases. Examples for acute disease, we can say diarrhea and typhoid. Chronic disease is tuberculosis and diabetes. Ma'am, what happens to pancreas when the sugar is too low? Pancreas, sugar is too low, pancreas, nothing will happen. The insulin, whatever is there, it should not be released. It should not be released. It should not be released. Pancreas manages it basically. Pancreas manages it. Okay. Then, ma'am, BP is a chronic disorder. It can be regulated but not be completely recovered. Ma'am, what is meaning of tuberculosis? Amma, it's a tuberculosis is a contagious or else a communicable disease caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculi. Mycobacterium tuberculi, what happens in that? The person who is suffering from this disease have a high range of fever with cough, expelling bloody sputum. You know sputum, phlegm. Phlegm contains whatever the sputum which comes out of the mouth, it contains blood, which is very, they become very weak. They have to be treated with some kind of antibiotics, keeping them separate. Yeah, Mycobacterium tuberculi. So now what happens? Like how the COVID people were separated during those times, in the same way, who got the tuberculosis, that person has to be treated separately because it is an airborne infection. The infectious agents can spread in the air and they cause the damage. It is very dangerous. If not treated immediately, if not treated properly, the person will die actually. Okay, how does diabetes enter our body? Diabetes won't enter our body basically, Narendra Reddy. Diabetes won't enter our body. Pancreas is not able to release insulin hormone properly. Because of that, glucose levels in the blood increases. If the glucose levels are increased automatically, what happens? If the glucose levels are increased, those glucose enters into eyes, kidneys, heart and all those, which causes the damage to the other organs. Understood, Narendra? Understood, Narendra? Yeah. Chalo. Let us go with the worksheet now. Get ready for answering. Still worksheet. One more is there based on the Yeah, based on the extent of occurrence. So, endemic, epidemic, pandemic, sporadic. Endemic, epidemic, pandemic and sporadic. Cardiac arrest and depression come under what type of diseases? Cardiac arrest, it is sudden onset. Person will die. Okay, depression comes under chronic. How is mental illness cured? When we go to Erragadda mental hospital, mental illness will be cured because they'll give you electric shocks. Okay, now let us see endemic. When the disease is found in a certain area only. For example, the disease is restricted to only particular area. For example, COVID-19. First of all, yes, very good. COVID-19, first of all, it occurred in China. Now, the COVID-19 is endemic to China. But later on what happened? It spreaded from one country to another country and has become worldwide. Now it is called pandemic. Pandemic means worldwide. Worldwide. Do you understand? Worldwide. Now let us see attacking a few number of people. This disease occur in a certain area. Example, you take COVID and one more examples are given. Yellow fever in certain African countries and goiter in sub-Himalayan regions of India. What is this goiter? You know, low levels of iodine in our body. Low levels of iodine in our body leads to this goiter, and goiter people basically they are used to survive in sub-Himalayan regions. But nowadays goiter has become common for everyone. What is occurrence? Occurrence means what? How it is going to, like, you know, how it is formed. Occurrence means how it is formed. Okay. Now coming to the epidemic. When the disease breaks and spreads from place to place, affecting large number of people. That means now endemic, first of all December, COVID-19 is endemic in China. Now later on 2020, what happened? This COVID-19 has been has been spreaded from one person to another with a huge number of people got affected. Breaks out, the disease breaks out, it comes out for many number of people. That is called epidemic. Example, plague in India from Surat to many other places. And pandemic, when the disease spreads throughout the world. AIDS, even you can write COVID-19 also. COVID-19 also. What is AIDS? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. What is AIDS, children? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This is called AIDS. This is a pandemic that spreads worldwide. What are the symptoms of goiter? So, swelling of the neck. Swelling of the neck. You know, this neck is there, no? This neck got swollen and increase in the weight. Increase in the overweight and fatigue and what you say, loss of appetite. You cannot eat the food. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This is caused by a virus called HIV. What is HIV? You know very well. Human immunodeficiency virus. What is HIV? Human immunodeficiency virus. Please write all of you. Have you written, everyone? Amma, HIV is basically basically not AIDS. HIV is not AIDS. AIDS is caused by HIV. AIDS syndrome is, what do you mean by syndrome? Group of diseases. Syndrome is group of diseases. Syndrome is what, children? Group of diseases. So AIDS is caused by the virus called as HIV. The virus called as HIV. And coming to the sporadic, when there are scattered individual cases of disease, example malaria, cholera. What is scattered? Spreaded. Scattered means thrown, one or two places, sporadic. One or two places, sporadic. What happens to the people when they get AIDS? HIV is compulsory for AIDS. Hello? HIV is caused. HIV is the causing effect for AIDS. Actually, HIV is a human immunodeficiency virus which is causing the disorder called AIDS. Which is causing the disorder called AIDS. Understood? Sporadic means spreading. Like, scattered in some places. Scattered in some places. Example, if you take malaria and cholera and epidemiology, branch of medicine which deals with the incidence, distribution and possible control of diseases. So, from where it occurs, from how it is spreaded, and how to control that a particular disease. For example, COVID-19 epidemiology. If you say COVID-19 epidemiology, so where it occurs, where is the incident we see, we have seen from where it occurs, what are the symptoms of that, how many are affected by that, and how can we cure the disease. These are all coming under epidemiology. These are all coming under what? Epidemiology, children. So, do you understand? So, these are the pattern of occurrence, extent of occurrence. One is the endemic, it is to particular area, it is confined to particular area, it breaks out. Epidemic means it breaks out and spread to many people. And what is pandemic? Throughout the world, entire world. The disease is there, entire world. That is called pandemic. And sporadic is just scattered. And then epidemiology means it's a branch of medicine which deals with incidence of the disease. And then what do you say? Distribution and possible control of the disease and other factors relating to health. Do you understand? These are the symptoms of epidemiology. This is the word concerned with epidemiology. Okay, children. So, I hope you understood. Please write worksheet. Let us go with worksheet. Don't type those many times. Okay. Please write, everyone. I know I can see your chart very well. Don't write those many times. Don't waste your energy. So, gain your energy by listening some concepts. Understand? Okay. Chalo. If you are written, we will start the worksheet. Have you done? Right. Get ready. Congenital diseases are also called. What is the answer? First question answer. What is the first question answer? Congenital diseases are also called. I want the answers. Please type immediately. Please type the answer. Congenital diseases are also called. No one is typing the answer. Are also called. What is the answer? Inborn diseases. Congenital diseases are also called inborn diseases. No one is typing. Are you typing the message? I am not able to see your message. Congenital diseases are also called inborn diseases. Then coming to the next question, which of the following is a congenital disease? Second question, which of the following is a congenital disease? Which of the following is a congenital disease? Which of the following is a congenital disease? Hemophilia. What is the answer? C is the answer. Hemophilia is the congenital disease. Then coming to the third question. Acquired diseases are developed after birth. Acquired diseases are, what is the answer? They are developed after birth. And coming to the next one. Communicable diseases are caused by. Communicable diseases are caused by pathogens. Answer is C. Communicable diseases are caused by pathogens. Next question. Which of the following is not a communicable disease? Type the answer. Which of the following is not a communicable disease? Not a communicable disease. What is the answer again? Diabetes. It is not a communicable disease. Then coming to the next one. Next question. Deficiency diseases are caused due to. Deficiency diseases are caused due to. I guess the answer will be B. Please type the answer in the chat box. Deficiency diseases are caused due to. No one is responding properly for all the questions. Please respond. Please respond. Everyone should respond. Messages. Messages. Okay, fine. Next question. Let us go with the next question, children. What is the next question? Allergy is caused due to. Allergy is caused due to. What is the next question answer? Allergy is caused due to. Hypersensitivity. Allergy is caused due to hypersensitivity. Is this the correct answer? Yes, exactly. Allergy is caused due to hypersensitivity. A disease that lasts for a long time, that lasts for a short time. What do we call it? A disease that lasts for a short time. We call it acute disease. What is the name of it, children? Acute disease. The disease which lasts for a short time, we call it as acute disease. And coming to the next one, a disease that spreads worldwide. What is the name of the disease that spreads worldwide? Pandemic disease. What is that, children? Pandemic. Endemic means single area. Epidemic means more people. Sporadic means scattered. Very rare, not more, but pandemic means worldwide. So answer is D. Answer is D here. Pandemic means worldwide. And coming to the last question of this worksheet, epidemiology is the study of epidemiology is the study of disease spread and control. Epidemiology is the study of what, children? Disease spread and control. B will be the answer. B will be the answer. Let us see. Yeah, this is the correct answer. With this, we are done with the worksheet. And now, we are going to see the next concept. It's already, what's the time now? I guess it is 11 only. 11:1. We can cover with a new concept, that is infectious disease. Yeah, 3028 messages. Oh no. We are getting continuously good. You are able to answer all the worksheet. Get ready with infectious diseases. Okay. Infectious diseases. What is an infectious disease? The disease which is caused by an agent. The infectious disease is the disease which is caused by an agent. We call it as infectious disease. And infection. What do you mean by infection? Entry and multiplication of a disease causing organism in the body. The disease causing organism, the entry and multiplication of disease causing organism in the body. That means here what happens basically, the organism, whatever the organism which is causing the disease, it enters our body. It enters our body. It enters our body and cause the disease. Let us see. Infectious agents, those are nothing but pathogens. I told you, germ is an organism. Patho is a disease. Germ is an organism. Patho is a disease causing organisms. These are, the pathogens are bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, parasites and worms. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, parasites and worms. So, do you understand? Okay. Now, infectious agents are bacteria, fungi, viruses, protozoans and also worms. And coming to the host, what do you mean by host? The organism in which an infectious agent lives and multiplies. For example, malaria. Mosquito is the host for the parasite. Human is also the host for the parasite. The parasite will survive in the body of human body. At the same time, mosquito also. Mosquito and human body are the host for the malaria disease. Okay. And coming to this, Incubation period. What is incubation period? The period between entry of germs and appearance of the first symptom. So when the disease, like when the disease causing organism entered our body, from that minute till the first symptom like fever or cold or cough, when they occur, we call that as, what do we call? We call that as incubation period. What happens in the incubation period? Whatever the virus or the organism enters our body, it starts multiplying itself to cause the disease. That period, the period or the time where the, the organism which multiplies itself to increase the disease content, like we can say the disease nature will be increased, that we call it as incubation period. Now if you see, we have learnt about infection, infectious agents, host and incubation period. What is infection, children? What is infection? So the entry and multiplication of disease causing organism. What is the disease causing organism? It may be virus, it may be, how do we know when the incubation period starts? Basically, we don't know when the incubation period starts. Very good question. Very good question. We don't know when the incubation period starts. No. We know the incubation period starts because when when the foreign particle enters our body, this, what does it do? The particular organism start multiplying itself. If the count of the particular organism is increased our body, automatically our body shows some symptoms. Some symptoms, first symptom is, for example, if you are having a dengue fever, what is the very first symptom you will get? Headache and vomitings, nausea, headache and vomitings. Frontal headache, we call it as forehead headache, frontal headache. That is the very first symptom of dengue. Now, that is the incubation period. That means how the virus enters, and you will feel some, like you are not able to eat, and you feel uneasiness in our body whenever you are, like for example, if you are getting fever tomorrow, from the day before you are able to face some problems in our body, right or not? Not like uneasiness, not able to eat, you will be getting some kind of pains, and if you switch on the fan you feel cold, and if you switch off the fan you feel very hot. So some kind, and weakness also, very good, no taste in the food and some kind of rashes. Yes, so you will face some issues before you are getting any kind of first symptom. Understood now? That is called the incubation period. Chalo, let us go with the next page. Okay. Diseases caused by protozoans. These are also the microorganisms which are living in the water. Name of the protozoan. The first one is, everyone please write, Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba ma'am, sometimes when we eat something bad, from then we calculate the incubation period. Probably. Ma'am, should we write the table? If you have the PDF, so hard copy with you, don't write the table, listen the concept. Whatever I tell you to write, you will write. Okay? Right. So, Entamoeba histolytica, it causes amoebic dysentery. You know what is this? Amoebic dysentery. Bloody stool. Stool, stool is not whatever the stool we are sitting. Don't think that. Stool is nothing but the washroom. In the washroom you get some blood. Okay? Bloody stool. And it is caused by contaminated food and water. So, what are the next one? African sleeping sickness. Everyone, Entamoeba histolytica, please write. It will be happening for 1 to 7 days. It takes 1 to 7 days to recover. Okay. Right, all of you? Right? So the second one is Trypanosoma gambians. It causes African sleeping sickness. What are the symptoms of this African sleeping sickness? Headache and fever, and neurological problems. What are neurological problems? Nerve disorders. Neurological problems identified and treated, the person is safe. If not, Jai. Neurological problem, you know, Jai, the person will die. Okay, neurological problems. Neurological problems, headache and fever and neurological problem. It is say fly. We call it as say fly. Nerve disorder, yes, say fly. Okay, then Leishmania donovani. Please write trypanosoma gambians. Symptoms of this you write. Here they have given how the disease, what is the name of the disease and how they are spread. But the symptoms are not given. I am explaining the symptoms. Please write the symptoms. Second one you write trypanosoma gambians. Next one. Third one I will explain now. Kala Ajar. So now it is called Leishmania donovani. It is called Kala Ajar. Black fever we call it as. Very common. Kala Ajar, black fever. What are the symptoms of black fever? Please write. Prolonged, more time, irregular fever. Onset of fever will be there and will be stopped. Prolonged irregular fever. Spleen and liver enlargement. Spleen and liver enlargement. You know, this is the symptom of black fever. Black fever, what happens? Spleen and liver will be enlarged. Spleen and liver will be enlarged. Spleen and liver will be enlarged. Please make a note. Spleen and liver will be enlarged, children. Spleen and liver will be enlarged. And you know, one more symptom is anemia. Anemia and darkening of skin. That is the blackness. Skin darkening. Darkening of skin. Skin becomes dark in color. Skin becomes dark in color. Yeah, spleen. Spleen is a part. It's a part actually. Spleen is a part. Part of our body. How the liver, how the pancreas, how the liver, how the pancreas, how the bone marrow. In the same way, spleen is a part. Okay, it's one of the lymphoid organ. Okay, now tell me what are the symptoms of Kala Ajar fever, children? What are the symptoms of Kala Ajar fever? Prolonged irregular fever, first point. Spleen and liver liver enlargement, second point. Third one is anemia and the fourth one is darkening of the skin. Darkening of the skin. Mama, spleen is involved in many roles. Actually, it is a main role. The spleen is involved in what we can say. It is involved in immunity. It is one of the lymphoid organ. It is one of the lymphoid organ. It is associated with the breakdown of RBC as well. Breakdown of RBC. And you can say, and formation of some cells also. Okay, spleen. Right. And coming to the last one, Plasmodium. Plasmodium, it causes a disease called malaria. And it is the method of transmission is female anopheles mosquito. Fighting of infections. Good, good. Lalita Sahasra, good. Fighting of infections. Female anopheles mosquito. What are the symptoms of malaria? High fever. High fever. Chills. Chills. And you can, we can say high fever and chills are the basic symptoms. Fever will be sudden onset. Sudden onset. High fever and chills. Okay, this can be confirmed by malaria test. This can be confirmed by malaria test. Ma'am, do we have online classes on Saturday? Saturday exam is there. Body pains also. Chills are nothing but, you know, cooling. You feel, you know, high range of, what do you say? We feel, we take more and more rojois on our body to cover our body. More and more, see, even though it is not winter, in the summer season as well, we feel so cool. Those are called the chills. Cold, chills. Understood? So now, what are the name of the parasites we have seen? Entamoeba histolytica, Trypanosoma gambiensis, Leishmania donovani, Plasmodium species. Body pains also. Body pains will also be there. Yes. And if you take diseases caused, Entamoeba histolytica is caused by, it causes the disease. Amoebic dysentery, method of transmission is food and water. Trypanosoma gambiens. African sleeping sickness. What are the symptoms of African sleeping sickness? Headache and fever, neurological problems. Neurological problems, and it is caused by say fly. It is caused by say fly. And then next, Leishmania donovani. It was first identified in the African sleeping sickness in the area Africa. And Kala Ajar, black fever, where the skin becomes dark. That is the reason black fever. What are the symptoms of black fever? Prolonged irregular fever, spleen and liver enlargement. What is enlargement? Increase in the size. And anemia and darkening. You know about I told you na Kala Ajar, black fever. What are the symptoms of black fever? Prolonged irregular fever. Irregularly we will get the fever. Spleen and liver enlargement. Spleen and liver will be enlarged. Anemia and darkening of the skin. Anemia and darkening of the skin. These are the symptoms of Kala Ajar, and it is spreaded by sand fly. It is spreaded by sand fly. Already I told you spleen is one of the lymphoid organ which is used for maintaining our immunity, formation of new cells, and it is a graveyard for RBC as well. Okay. Then Plasmodium causes a disease called malaria. It is caused by mode of transmission, female Anopheles mosquito. Mode of transmission is female Anopheles mosquito. Sand fly, it's a fly. It's a fly, insect kind of thing, even fly. Say fly is also insect kind of thing. Okay. Now if you take high fever with chills and body pains. High fever with chills and body pain, these are the symptoms of malaria. So these are the disease caused by protozoans in humans. Okay. Now let us talk about viral diseases. Viral diseases. Amma, in the next class, now what is the time now? Let me check the time. 5 more minutes is left. We can cover one more. One more you can cover. Now let us see how many are there. Viral diseases are there. Next, bacterial diseases. Helminthic diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases. Diseases carried by insects. That's it. So, till here, till the worksheet 4 is your syllabus. Till the worksheet 4 is your syllabus. Completely worksheet 4 should be done. And in the upcoming class, Friday, I am going to cover all the things. Let us go with this. First of all, diseases carried by insects. Shall we go with diseases carried by insects? 2 minutes time it will be done. Mosquito. Insect is mosquito. Causative organism is Plasmodium. What is the disease carried? Malaria. Just now we have discussed. Okay. And mosquito, Wuchereria bancrofti. They cause elephantiasis. What is elephantiasis? You know your legs. Legs will be the thigh part. From the thigh part, the leg will be completely swollen. That looks like a elephant leg. Elephantiasis. Fat, don't say. It is not fat. It's a chronic disease. Very good. It's a chronic disease. Then coming to mosquito Aedes aegypti, it causes dengue virus. You know dengue very well. High grade fever, 103 to 104 degrees high grade fever with vomitings and headache. Vomitings and headache. Okay. And coming to rat flea, the example causative organism is rat flea and causative organism is Pasteurella pestis. This is the bubonic plague. What is this, children? Bubonic plague. This is the bubonic plague. Okay. And coming to the sand fly, it causes Leishmania donovani and the disease is Kala Ajar. Just now we have discussed Kala Ajar. And house fly, it is causing, causative organism is Vibrio cholerae. What is that Vibrio cholerae? In the name itself, it causes what disease? Cholera. What is cholera? Motions. Motions and high grade fever. Motions and high grade fever. This is the cholera. And last one, say fly, Trypanosoma gambians, African sleeping sickness. African sleeping sickness. You know very well, just now we have discussed fever and neurological headache and neurological problems. These are the diseases which are spreaded by these insects. These are the diseases which are spreaded by these insects. Okay. So already I told you what is the syllabus for the upcoming KEC exam. The exam will be for 280 marks. In that math carries 100 marks, physics 60, chemistry 60, biology 60, altogether 280 marks. And biology, the syllabus is still worksheet 4, completion of worksheet for all the infectious agents you have to study. On Friday, we will complete exam timing morning 8:30 to 11:20. In that time only they will conduct the exam. Friday is the last day of our class. Got it, children? One more class is left over, last day of our class. Right, you can leave. Whatever the remaining left, that will be done on Friday. Right, children? Bye bye. Have a nice day.